to the Players Podcast. It's your favorite co-host again, Chris. Today we got right here Keno, we got Kale, and we got
David the Plug.
David the Plug.
Yeah,
He's here for
yeah.
part two. You feel me? Today we're not
Part
really
deuce.
we're not gonna really ask you too many questions, David. It's more like just more like we're kicking it right now. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah.
So we're just gonna ask
Cool.
you like simple things like, what kind of shit you like smoking on. For example, I like smoking on Dutches. You feel me? I like the little hard burn.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you behind when you're smoking it.
I hear
After a
you.
long day at work, nice blunt. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Can't go wrong usually, man. But to each his own. You know what I mean? Everybody likes what they like. Me personally, it's just the evolution for me. You know what I mean? Because in the beginning, I would always smoke Swishers, Garcia Vegas, Dutches, like you said. And, everything, man, flavored wraps, everything. Because back then the weed wasn't really too good. So that's why they started making all those flavored wraps, grape and all those other kinds. But now the weed's a lot better. Okay. So now, everybody likes what they like, man, to be honest, But me, it's like, I don't know about backwoods, I love backwoods too at a certain extent. But at the end of the day, too, I think I'm more of like a weed snob. I like to taste my weed that I get and that I have because I like weed, So, but some people I don't judge nobody, man. They like what they like, you know what I mean? So enjoy your smoke, baby, and do what you do, you know what I mean? Everybody wants what they want when they get home and have a long day. And I love raws, you know what I mean? Honestly, 2 cones, just stuff a big old baseball bat, man. You can taste the flavor all the way through to the end, And
can't go wrong with a baseball bat.
For sure, man. But you guys are still younger. You got younger lungs than I do. So
well, what's a baseball bat?
Like a king size raw.
Like this big joint, the foot.
Yeah, about that. Little
stuff in and everything.
Yeah, king size bats.
Yeah, I smoked one of those for my birthday once when I turned 18.
That's what's up, man. Hell yeah, can't go wrong, man.
I really be fucking with daily mostly. I fuck with backwoods. Everyone's, that's just like my generation. How it just grew up. It was mostly smoking on the backwood is the thing to do.
Interesting fact about that, to be honest, man, is Mac Dre. He would always hype those up, and this was back in the early 2000s, 90s, whatever you want to call it, and nobody was smoking them. And he was rapping about them all the time and talking about them. You wouldn't catch anybody on the street, young or old, smoking them. So it's kind of cool now that everybody's on it now and they smoke them and everything, but it's just back then it was kind of weird because he gassed them up so hard and you would never barely see anybody smoking them. You know what I mean? Everybody was still smoking Swishers, wraps, and anything else. But I think what it is too, man, is people like to have that little tobacco lightheadedness with the weed that you get together when you roll it up, So ain't mad at you, man. You know what I mean? It's all good. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. So
I mean, he got to be he actually got to everyone to be smoking woods now,
Yeah,
I mean, that's what my brother put me on, my older brother, that's what he showed me backwoods, and then from there I started smoking backwoods. I showed all my friends backwoods.
Yeah.
The thing is, backwoods though, I wet my woods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like just unraveling it and then just rolling it up. I gotta go wet my leaf because I feel I don't know, it has too much you know what I mean?
Some of that nicotine shit on
over
it.
Most of the flavor, especially sometimes when you get even a natural sometimes is not natural. You know what I mean? Because when I squish it, it takes out most the flavoring and the nicotine. You'll see it on the napkin. It's yellow or something. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's
interesting.
Yeah, I usually wet my woods.
Does that affect the way you smoke it?
To me, it's honestly not as harsh, bro. You're not the back of your throat hitting you super hard and everything. I feel it makes the wood a little bit, softer.
What do you think is the cleanest way to smoke weed?
Vaporizing. I have this little device called the Sutra, and it's about a handheld device about this big, and it takes a little bit of weed, man. It's a trip. It takes a tiny little increment of weed, and it lasts for a long time. And you actually control the settings on it of the heat, and it times you on the session. It's counting down till the weed is used up, and then you just dump it out. It looks like the weed had the life sucked out of it. And what you do is when you look at it after it's done, it's all brown like the guts of a Swisher or a wood, and just dump it out because it sucked all the life out of it. So all you're smoking is the profile and the terps and the flavor, which is really good, man. You don't smoke none of the plant matter. So it's also the healthiest way and super tasty, man.
You get the tastiest,
tastiest. That's what I actually use when I want to taste the best out of any weed. I get that little device loaded up, have me a nice little session, bro, to actually see what's going on.
You want the Snoop Dogg G Pen, right?
That's earlier. That's an earlier.
Like a thick electrical
my
pen?
boy had that actually. My boy right here, Kels, actually had that.
Yeah, that's an earlier device that was made that was pretty good. I had it. I think it was white and blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was good, bro. It was actually that's exactly the same thing. I was ahead of its time, but I got a little bit better version of that. But That's the shit right there. I'm telling you right now, man. Maybe you guys will be understand that later on, because right now it's like, you guys, everybody wants to smoke with your boys and pass your blunts around and all that. But when you're by yourself, that's like the way to go, man. Honestly, because it's delicious. It's fucking delicious.
Yeah,
Everything that you smoke out of it, you actually taste what it's supposed to taste like. It's awesome,
Talking
man.
about delicious, I'm about to be rolling up that big face right here from the New Era Exotics. You know what I mean? Big face right here, baby. Yeah. Zoom up into this real quick. Ooh, I'll show you a little video how this look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right, man. So I got a question right here. It says, what do you think is better, eating then smoking or smoking then eating? Me personally, what I like to do is I like to eat and then smoke, because then I feel like, all right, I'm full. You feel me? I get that.
Yeah.
And I go smoke, and then now I'm relaxed. I'm chilling. I'm calm. I feel like I don't got the munchies no more. I can go get like a little bev, some chips, be cool. Like, what you prefer?
Man, honestly, I mean, I feel what you're saying too, because I do that too. But for like what I've done for a lot of years, and me and my cousins and my brothers would deliberately smoke a lot of like 3 or 4 woods on purpose, and then go eat somewhere. Tear this shit up. So your appetite's banging, and also, weed makes food taste better, bro. So it's like, man, that's another reason, So we just makes it more enjoyable. So that's what we would. That's what we would do all the time, because my family, we a lot of big goons, you know what I mean? So we'd fucking tear this shit. We purposely we'd work all day, and then like go just get hella high, and then maybe go to Hometown Buffet and smoke like hella woods and go in there and just tear that shit up, get our money's worth, and not eat on purpose during the whole day. So at the end of the day, we could just do that. But I can't hang like that no more. I'm older now, man. But when we were younger, we used to get down like that,
Yeah, man. I love smoking. I love eating cereal, bro. Smoking a blunt right after, right before
cereal.
work. Right before I go to work, eat a bowl of cereal, smoke a blunt on my way to work. It makes my day way better, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for me, honestly, bro, I like to smoke first, only because like how you said, I'm like, I'm a skinnier man. So like, if I don't, sometimes like, all right, let's say I'm eating a burrito, right? If I don't smoke, I'll eat probably like half of the burrito. But if I smoke, bro, I'll be like, damn, I just ate a full-on super burrito. I'll be like, okay, nigga, like, okay. You know what I mean? So that honestly, I like smoking before I go eat. You know what I mean?
Honestly,
that, man.
Since I smoke all the time, I like I feel like you get a better high when you eat before you smoke. Like when you go to work and you just take it, like it hits different when you eat and then smoke a blunt than just smoking a blunt on an empty stomach.
True. Facts.
It feels way better and gives you energy. It's way better.
Oh yeah.
And then
you can work longer too, man. When you high and you do certain jobs, you can just zone out and numb out into it.
Makes the day go
like I used to like to smoke weed before I worked out, because you just hit sets and you don't even remember how many you know what I mean. Just zone in, and it's just like you just go numb.
And it makes the day go by quicker.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that, because it was probably for you, bro. But for me, I felt like I call them marijuana minutes, bro, because the shit just lasts forever. I'd be smoking at work when I was younger. I'm like, man, it seemed like it was fucking already 2 hours, but it's only been 20 minutes. I still got to be here.
Yeah, well, I do construction, so like weed helps me out with.
You zone out, like I said. You go numb, bro. You doing shit.
It helps me out with my body, like my body doesn't get like too like tired. It's more like relaxing on it when I'm picking up all this heavy shit and all that.
I hear you, man. That's
since we got a real man from the industry, like of weed and all the cannabis industry, I was thinking about this. This question would be like more. He could answer this better for us. What are the pros and cons of smoking weed?
Pros and cons. Interesting question right there, because I'm pretty sure everybody got their own input on that. I think the pros and cons, man. Honestly, it actually, it helps your stress levels, but it also can cause anxiety if you do too much of it. But if you do the right amount, it can reduce your stress. And people who have post-traumatic stress syndrome and insomnia and can't eat, it's beneficial to a lot of people, man. Especially people with terminal illnesses like cancer, and helps them eat and get an appetite, things like that medicinally. So people are really like on that hype about it as well. So. Really go.
I don't get why people call it the devil's lettuce. You know what I mean? Like, to me,
that's funny, homie. That's funny, because
it never got to me like that. I was like, the devil's lettuce. Like they act like it was like
that's a stigma name, bro. That was created a long time ago by old ass people who don't know shit about weed, you know. And before they were just not really. It was experimental, and they thought of it like crack or coke back in like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah,
There's
that's
actually
what
a
I'm saying.
movie
That name seems like
called
that.
Like,
there's a movie called Weed Madness, and it's like black and white movie, right? And it totally depicts marijuana as like narcotic, bro. Like, oh my god, they're smoking weed, they're getting cracked out in the room right now, you know, because they didn't know what it was back then, you know. They put a stigma on it, you know, so bad. That's why it was like so legal right now. But we're lucky because we're like in a weed prohibition now. Just like alcohol became legal, weed is same thing, legalized in all the areas that we're in right now. Luckily enough for us.
And for one of the pros, bro, like I said in episode 1, I think weed really helped me out with my asthma. It's like I said, I used to have like asthma attacks like pretty much every day, right? But once I started consuming weed, bro, it's just like they all went away. Like, and then I did some research when I got older on it. And it said, weed does, like, the THC levels and CBD does help out certain people with asthmas and certain things like that with breathing problems.
What about Kyo?
Probably ingesting it, bro.
You got any comments to any of this or the pros and cons?
Shit, like he was saying, yeah, bro, it really does help out like people with like health problems and you know shit that goes on with people like that.
But yeah, but the thing is, like, you know, if you use it in moderation and it can actually control your habit, then it could be beneficial to a lot of people. But a lot of people who abuse it, including myself, sometimes, you know, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I probably smoke more than I should. You we tend to have more like breathing problems, you know, and have to like take a break for a while and, you know, kick back, you know, so to speak. So I think it takes some accountability who it is, you know, if you can control your habit as well,
and what you're smoking,
what it's doing to you, because yeah, and it's crazy because we have these natural inhibitors in our body that, you know, marijuana clings to once we smoke it, and it helps us like do what we do and become, you know, a better version of ourselves, so to speak. You know, it's pretty crazy when it comes down to the science of it, man.
So what's the most weed?
But hold on, let me say one thing, man. About the pros and cons.
Go ahead.
The cons, like too, man, is it becomes like too habit forming. It could mess up your you know, anything can be addicting. Coffee, you know, sex, weed, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? It's like
exactly
if it really becomes a problem like that, it's like can really mess people's lives up. Believe it or not, you know, not a lot of people, but some. There's a small percentage of people who are like basically, you know, I smoked these 2 woods last night and some wax dabs, and I made it to work late. I got fucking citation, you know, or I cut this and we have a term for that. Have you ever been to rehab, man, and things like that? There's called a functioning addict and a dysfunctional addict, where if you consume some kind of chemical or whatever you're doing and it happens to change your life and screw your life up, you're like dysfunctional. But there's people who can actually smoke tons of weed and always be at work on time, always fucking take care of their errands, always make everything come together. And that's what you call a functioning addict. And that's just a little bit of terms from like, you know, rehab and shit, if you ever read about that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the people that like fuck up like their lives over weed, bro, I think they're just fucking idiots, bro.
Yeah, I agree, man. But you know what? It's like, you know what? Nobody ever intends to be addicted like that, bro. To be honest, you know what I mean? They could be an idiot, but if you understand a little bit more, bro, it's like, I don't think they ever meant it to be that bad. You feel me?
Yeah.
But you know, depends on, weed's a lot stronger now these days, bro, and so is dabbing and all the stuff. You know what I mean? If you're doing too much, you know, it could be bad. You know what I mean? Bottom line, you know what I mean? But you know, but everybody's responsible for themselves. If you're a grown ass adult and you can control yourself, you are an idiot if you can't control your shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a child, if you're a man and you can't control your shit, I 100% agree with you, pimping, on that one.
That's right. That's what I was gonna say. Hell yeah.
So the question to what I was getting to: what's the most weed you ever smoked in one session?
I think I smoked like 2 ounces of shatter, and then like
that's concentrate, right?
Yeah, and then like probably like a half pound, like out through the whole day. You know, just constantly rolling up, you know what I mean? And constantly smoking joints and whatever you want to call it, from the point I wake up in the morning to the point where I go to bed at night. Bong loads and joints, blunts, everything you could think of.
Was there
you know?
ever a time where you ever wanted like to, you know, just like smoke a blunt for every, like not saying every minute, but every time that blunt's done, just roll up another blunt. You know what I mean? You ever had those moments where you just want to smoke back to back to back to back?
Yeah, exactly, man. You know, that's what I'm saying. Pretty much, I don't know about every minute after minute, but pretty damn close.
Hey, I have a question since you're a real weed man.
Yeah.
What's like let's say for someone who's never smoked weed before, right? Like, what's like, and they want to buy weed for the first time, try it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how much amount do they do, or like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, if they like, because I met people like who never smoked weed before, and they asked me, "Oh, how do I buy weed? How do I know it's not too much for me? It's not too strong for me?" Yeah. So what do you got to tell those people?
Less is always better because you can't come back for more.
Yeah, like microdose.
So microdose, exactly. I would basically tell them to maybe just roll up a pinner joint, take a couple puffs off of it, and leave it alone for a minute and see how you feel. Give yourself 30 minutes to an hour to see what's going on. If you feel like you want to get a little stronger with it and keep going, then do so. But like I said, use less at first to see what your mind's doing, because you don't want to be all anxietied out and freak out. You want to just know your limits, especially if you don't smoke. You have a lower tolerance, so you'll probably get your wig split on a little or smaller amount.
Yeah, because I seen some people before, they like take a whole 500 milligram edible and it's their first time. Their thing is just a brownie.
Edibles ain't no joke, bro. To be honest,
what is it gonna do?
You could be the best.
But literally, my first got literally the person that ate it, bro, for the first time, they never want to smoke weed ever again because of that edible, bro. Mm-hmm. It literally terrified them. So much paranoia.
Oh yeah, man. They
wanted me to take them to the hospital. It was crazy.
Hey, if it's your first time consuming weed, don't consume edibles.
Yeah,
smoke like a joint first. Edibles is like once you're already smoked weed before, you already know where you're
more of a pothead type of thing.
You feel me? Edibles is not cool for the first time, because then you're gonna get a high. You're going to assume every time you get high off weed, you're going to get that high. It's not the same high as the first time you take edibles.
True. Facts.
All right, we're all weed heads here, right? So this is a question for everybody. What do y'all prefer the most? You feel me? Do y'all prefer tree, flower, concentrate, or edibles?
Ooh, I'll let David get into that one first.
I prefer just flower. You know what I mean? Straight up just flower.
All right.
I had my little hype, my years where I was consumed with concentrates and dabbing and all that, but I learned my lesson. Like I said earlier, I can't be using, me personally, I can't use wax in moderation. I like it too much. It tastes hella good. You get hella high, but at the same time, it messes your breathing up if you keep using it that much. You know what I mean? It's only supposed to be maybe take a little bit here, and that's why I call it a dab. You take it a little bit, and that's the end of it. Reality. But tweak his own. If you feel like you could, I had my younger years, smoking like a savage all day long, concentrates. But then as I got older, I was like, you know what I mean? I'd rather just smoke my flower because I feel like it's messing with my breathing too much.
Yeah, I feel like too many people we abuse weed. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
We smoke way more than we need to.
Hey, off top, yeah.
Way more than we need to.
And talking about weed, we smoke nothing but the best. You know what I mean? If you're not smoking New Era, bro, I don't know what you guys are smoking on. You know what I mean? I'm being dead ass. This New Era, it's a whole new era, bro. He's being dead ass. This is gonna change the whole game. I'm not gonna cap. No hating towards Burner or nothing, bro. But it's gonna be bigger than cookies, bro. This New Era gonna be crazy. It's gonna be company, big company.
It's all love, though. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah. What about you, Keno, though, bro? What you prefer the most?
I mean, for me, bro, I'm gonna have to go with flower, bro, because flower is just so beautiful, bro. I'm not gonna lie to it. Just how many different colors of it, how it looks,
texture,
the different hairs on it. Some could be super hairy, some could be super frosty. How hard it could be, how. You know what I mean? That's what I really like about flower.
The smell about it, the taste, everything, bro.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what it's about, man. You in love with weed. You love things like that.
The thing I like about weed is it brings bonds with people, bro. Even with strangers you never met before, at work or something. They'll just come up to you oh, you smoke weed, and it's your first time at that job. You be like, oh, these niggas cool right here. You feel me?
Yeah.
And if it's you make a whole different bond with people. You know how many people pretty much all my friends, I wouldn't have them if I didn't smoke weed or something.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably not if I didn't smoke weed, but weed is what got us together,
Yeah. It builds relationships, man.
After school, before school, let's go smoke a blunt. You feel me?
You know what I like about weed? It's not really so violent. You know what I mean? When you take this, when you smoke, bro, you're not thinking about, oh, I'm gonna try to go kill somebody. You know what I mean? That's what I like about. I'm not saying it's not even a drug to me. To me, it's just a natural plant. You know what I mean? It's medicine.
Yeah, I seen this crazy story, bro, on the internet. Some a little white kid. He was trying to do a mass shooting, and then he was trying to tell the judge that the weed was telling him to go shoot people and stuff.
All right,
the weed was the devil, and I was looking at this shit this fucking idiot, bro.
That's obviously some kid shit,
Some fucking idiot.
Someone with mental problems is blaming weed, blaming marijuana. You know what I mean?
Weed calms you down, bro. Even if you have already a stress-free life, you chilling, you smoke a blunt, you can be like, damn, I'm really like chill right now. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then one of the top questions, bro, like I always got like I always wonder why do people smoke like lower grade or like booth? People would say.
Some people smoke it on purpose because they don't want to get their wig split like that. They just want to get a little buzz going, and they want to function more. You know, that's just their thing. You know what I mean? That, you know, it is what it is. Everybody has their own thing. But I met people like that who just smoke little bits on purpose. They deliberately go to the club and buy weed with low THC content because they don't want to get all fucking devastated. They want to like just be in the middle so they can do what they got to do. But other people can hang better than others though that smoke stronger shit. Maybe some people just can't though. That's what I've seen in my experience.
Hell yeah, bro. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it all depends on the person, bro.
It kind of baffled me at first, you know.
I used to grow up with somebody, bro, and they specifically only cop shake. That's all they buy, shake. They never buy bud. They never buy like wax, anything else. They're like, oh, I'll take a zip of shake.
You know, it's crazy. I remember when I was a real youngin, bro, at like 7th grade, smoking some shake, bro. I used to be like, why am I gonna go cop bud? I'm just gonna cop shake. You know, it's cheaper. I get a bigger amount, and then after smoking it for like weeks and weeks, bro, I was like, this shit tastes like shit. And then I actually taste some bud and everything, and I was like, this is why people pay more, because it's like, you know, I had to actually learn about it and everything. Because I used to get finessed all the time. You know, I used to.
Man, you guys are very honestly lucky, man, to be in this era, because it's like me growing up. I'm older than y'all, you know, but you guys got a lot of selection, even on the streets. Even the people's street weed was way better than what we got when we were younger. You know, we just had to go to like, I remember we go like behind San Jose Shark Stadium, bro, where the marina is. And a little Mexican cat would pop out the bushes, bro, with a newspaper wrapped up, and you unroll it, and you'd be like a big brick of Bammer weed, Mexican weed with hella seeds in it and all that shit. Give us a whole ounce for like $25. Go home, pick all the seeds out, and smoke it. But it would split your wig, but it would kind of give you a headache too later on, but it would get you so high. And then we didn't have no money because we're kids, right? 13, 14 years old, 15, smoking weed and shit. So what we do, be so happy, like, check out how much resin I got in my pipe. You know what I'm saying? So we'd be holding on to that for dear life and be smoking that before school, holding the resin hits in. It tastes like shit, but get you so high though.
Bro, get you loaded as fuck.
So,
bro.
man.
No, me and this nigga used to do that shit. Like,
you know what it is?
Scrape it off the pipe and like try to make some more, you know, I remember that, brother. That shit used to
weed
go.
back in the day, I know what you mean, bro. We didn't really have a big ass selection. I mean, I'm not as old as you, bro. We're not as old as you, bro. But like, I started smoking like pretty early. You feel me? So like, when I started smoking, bro, we literally only had Kush and fucking cat piss.
Yeah,
that's all there was.
Oh, I love cat piss.
And I would walk down this long ass road, right? And I'll hit. I'm not gonna say like where it's at, but I would make this turn, and it'd be like this long ass rock road, bro, to my plug's house, bro. And I go to his house. He'd be like, all right, bro, today I got 2 for the 5, right? Little ass nickel bags. I'm like, oh, it's good. I get my little 10 sack, bro. I go get my swishers. You feel me? I'm breaking them down at the train tracks. I'm a young nigga, bro. I'm thinking I'm doing something, bro. Breaking them down, nigga. Yeah. I leave the seeds, stems, all. You feel me?
Yeah.
First couple weeks smoking, bro. I'm getting loaded. I'm like, ooh, I hear the popping. Pop, pop, pop. I'm like, ooh, that's gas. I'm like, hell yeah, that's some gas right there.
Yeah.
Getting loaded, right? Nigga, I come back home. Nigga, I smell like goddamn popcorn and hella shit from the seeds, right? Nigga, I'm eating, bro. I'm chilling, bro. I'm at the house by myself. I'm like, fuck.
Oh,
man.
Shit.
I gotta call someone to smoke with. This, you feel me? I've been smoking a couple weeks, bro. Call one of my partners up there, like, bro, you have not been rolling right, nigga. I was like, bro, break down this doobie. Seeds, stems, all at the tip. There's no bud. He's like, bro, let me show you how to break it down. Let me show you how to roll up an older nigga. You feel me? I'm like, all right, yeah. Now I just learned from an OG. You feel me?
You know what's crazy? I don't really see like y'all talking about weed and seeds and shit about that. I don't really see that much tree about like with seeds in it anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's because they're all pretty much just clones now.
Yeah, and clones don't have seeds, man. But you know what? It does have a lot of cookies, bro. Like they be coming out, be having a lot of seeds in it lately here and there. People to the point where people don't want to grow it because its genetics are so unstable because they've been growing the same clone for years, making it unstable. You know, so
that's what I was gonna
it's kind of fucked up. But they need to just quit being lazy and create a new mother plant. You know, sometimes.
Yeah, bro, that's what they've been doing for years, bro. Cloning, bro. They really just been fucking with the females, bro. They don't really mess with the male seeds anymore, bro.
Yep.
Like that's the messed up part, bro. They're not trying to like cross gene really. They're doing it, but they're not doing it like how they should be. If you know what I'm saying.
What's up with all that? Like, you know, like I see the hybrids, you know, and be like the sativa dominant, indica dominant. Like, so what is that? What does that mostly mean? You know what I mean?
Indica
Like,
dominant, indica dominant usually means that it's leaning more towards like a nighttime smoke, like a body paralyzer type of feel, couch lock,
but you
so to
still get
speak.
some of that sativa or what?
Yeah, because it's leaning more towards it. Indica dominant means it's leaning more towards that side, towards the the purplish indica side of like cookies.
Because
and
when I always thought
sherb.
about hybrid, it's always like for sure half and half, like half indica, half shit. You like, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it is. Some are, but you got some are like 70-30, 30-60. It depends on the strains, you know.
And it's
they're
crazy
created.
how they can like tell percentage of which is which. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I wonder how they get through that. To like somebody.
Well, they have labs now for testing and everything. There's a lot of spots, especially a place in Berkeley, that you can send your weed in there and have them test it right there. You pay like a few $100, and they'll send you a report back of your weed. Does it have powder mold in it, fungus, mildew, chemicals, any of that? You can have that's how people get their results usually now. It's called SC Labs in Berkeley.
It's crazy. Usually on something like on the baggies on the back or something, I be seeing now they have like for the brand Lolo or something like that. I forgot what brand it was, but
Lolo.
You scan the little barcode and it like literally tells you everything about the bud, where it came
interesting.
from.
That's always kind of cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Lolo actually means, dude, that you're talking about the little white baggies.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they call that Lolo because it's really cheap eighths too, because it's not like on a plant. There's top buds, there's mids, and there's low. And lows are the smallest buds that don't get the light and get fully potential and the full potency, but they're still good. But that's what they put in the white ones called Lolo. And then they have their same brand has an orange bag called mids, and that's the mid buds. And then the top buds are the same brand Lolo. This is their brand right here. It comes in these, and this is the top of the Lolo brand, and they charge like $70 an eighth or some crazy shit like that. But I ended up getting one to try it out. It's supposed to be cereal milk, but I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed. And I liked the mids they had though. I tried some dose they had. Their mids was actually better than the top. So hit or miss on that, but that's usually what it means.
Hey, so what's the best way on my bad, on growing weed, like indoor or outdoor?
Indoor, man, but there's a lot of criticism and a battle. People agree that outdoor might be a little bit more potent sometimes because of the natural sunlight and everything. Even though it ain't as tasty or beautiful looking, it can come more potent from the sun, but also through genetics. So it's a lot of complicated shit these days. Before, people used to believe that it was that way, but now it could be anyway. I guess it depends on your genetics and the environment. And there's always been a debate, they used to call it the rumble and humble, which is outdoor versus the indo. So I think it's everybody else's experience, life experience, bro. Like, okay, I've tried this much shit and it was outdoor. I thought it was fire. I tried this and this shit split my wig. But honestly, it's about the grower and the genetics too, man. Because you can get some fire ass indoor and don't even get you high. It depends on the strain or how they grew it. All that takes into accountability: the strain, how it was taken care of, how it was grown, all those things.
And how does one know if it's like indoor, if it comes from indoor or outdoor?
What you first want to do is check the stem. If you want to look inside of a bud, that's grown indoors, the stem should be really skinny and be really flexible and have a green hue to it, a green, because it's never been outside or seen the sun. They have stuff now it's called light shared, where they'll veg it inside, and then at flowering time they'll throw it outside. So, or they'll veg it outside and throw it in when it's indoor, reverse, vice versa. So you always got to look at the stem, dude. And that's how you'll have your answer, because if it's been outside at all, it'll look more like there's a little bit of brown tint to it, or like bark on it. Or they're kind of really stiff and like kind of snap it, you can snap any stem, but you know what I mean? Like it feels like it's an outside plant. You know what I'm saying? It's like a brownish little, now indoors, if you ever see my stuff, it'll be a gigantic nug, and you crack that shit open like ice cream or cheetah piss or Gary, and the stem on that fat ass bud is skinny as hell, and it's green. It's like, that's indoor, that's how you know.
And then, David, for like knowing you for a couple of years, and now I've been copping off you for years, and a couple of years from now, I've been seeing like you've been trying to like put out your own jars, your own baggies. Are you gonna be putting out some new era baggies out or something, like some new little drops like that? We would like to see all that. That'd be pretty dope.
Oh yeah. Definitely been working on that and looking for the right designs, bro, and the right person to do that. You know, it's always been in the back of my mind as far as getting that out too. Just straight up, eliminating everything else. And
because I really fuck with those like little they're like, I think they were eighth jars you made. They were like the animal cookies.
yeah, yeah,
those little clear ones with the stickers.
those are
on
cool.
them.
Oh yeah, you like
Bro,
those? Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
those
yeah.
were hella tight, bro. I really like them, bro,
For
like,
sure.
and then whenever time you have like an extra eighth, you can keep those jars and like keep them as
Yeah.
cool little jars.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
I like
like-
about it.
It's kind of hard to explain that, man. I like those too, man. But it's like at the same time, all the work that I do and running around and things that I be up to, as far as that's concerned, is like I don't mind. I know people can't always afford a quarter, or a half and everything. And I used to sell eighths and everything, but it just got to the point where things are so expensive now, with just gas and just everything in general.
Yeah.
To where like I gotta at least if I'm gonna come to you, at least has to be a quarter. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous prices right now. Gas and everything, taking out accountability. It's like damn.
No, that's completely understandable. I mean, you should. I'm not trying to be like that. No, not talking down to people that only can afford eighths.
Yeah.
I don't think you should. You shouldn't even cop an eighth because, bro, I smoke an eighth like in 2 blunts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially these days. I know you see how youngsters be smoking up fat. You know what I'm saying? Which is fantastic. But at the same time, it's like you said, there goes an eighth in the wood, boy. Bye bye. You know what I mean? So you got to get a quarter.
Exactly. Is there a limit to on how much weed you can smoke? I know the answer, but a lot of people out there never want to try weed for the first time.
Is there a limit to it?
Yeah.
I guess it's just it's about who you, man. If you feel like you've had enough, you're done, you're tapping out, and you just you're good to go. You don't want to overdo it.
Pretty much when you're kind of like too tired, I guess. I mean,
that too. It could be.
It's like, I don't want to smoke. I'm trying to go eat some snacks or something.
Yeah,
For me, like when I know I had too much, it's like when I start getting lazy.
Yeah,
I don't like being lazy. I like moving.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's when I know I had
paralyzed.
Too much,
Yeah,
just leave it away. Like just let it be alone for like 3 hours, and then smoke again.
Yeah.
How do you
That's
feel
point,
mixing
bro,
like alcohol and weed together? You think that's like a good like?
Oh, that's the best thing.
You think that's
the
a good
best thing right there.
Just
I like it, man. You know what I mean?
Just let
Sometimes
the viewers know, like I fuck with it. It's a nice little crossfade,
Well, I don't like drinking at all, bro. But like smoking and like drinking is pretty cool, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like I like doing it, bro.
Everybody likes to get their fade on, man. Especially y'all are young. Enjoy your life right now. You only live once. Just all I recommend is don't be taking any fake shit. People got a lot of fake drugs out there that be killing all these youngsters. You know what I mean? And be careful what you get. If you're gonna really pop pills, pop real pills. You know what I mean? Be popping in fake shit because that's how it's like Russian roulette, playing with your life.
Like, pills, bro. I really don't recommend to do any type of pills, bro. Because the only thing is, I see a lot of my boys go through that, bro. I don't know, bro. For me, it's like you're paying for yourself to get dumber. Like, I don't know, bro. Because when I be talking to my boy Zandied out, and he'd be like, "What's over there, bro? What you doing?" Like a zombie, bro. You like,
I've seen people take pills just one time, not tell them don't take it, and then every day since I've seen them since to this day, still doing them every day.
The pills is just, it's not the way to go. You know what I mean?
And with them fake pills too, bro, it's like once you take one, if you take a fake one, it's like fentanyl and other chemicals that are made by the cartels is like 10 times more addictive than heroin. So you become a customer for life, damn near. It's so hard to get off that shit. I've known a lot of people who was like a battle just to get off that shit. Once you take it, like he said, they start doing it all the time and they can't get off of it.
And the pills is not like smoking weed, It's like two different things. So you can smoke weed and it won't affect you, like your life.
Yeah.
But if you take pills, that shit will affect you. You want to be up all night. You don't want to get up in the daytime, bro. You want to be lazy. You just want to be.
You don't even remember some stuff. You don't even remember some
things.
shit.
You get all retarded and shit.
And one of the biggest thing I heard, it's like after a while, I heard you can't get hard. I heard downstairs, like for the men area, like you can't get hard for your women or anything like that. I heard like it stops that for happening and everything.
Your mind ain't there, bro. If your mind ain't there to connect with the bottom, how's that supposed to work? You know what I mean? If you melt your brain,
that shit really
zombied out.
Mind.
Yeah, that shit fucks with you, bro. That's why that's not the way to go.
Epidemic right now, you know what I mean? In that aspect, I had my nephew, man, died from those blue perky sets that are on the damn street right now. You know what I mean? That's why this topic really hits home with me, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And if you lose a loved one over this shit, it really like sticks with you, you know. So
Yeah.
when I get
fucked up,
pills, I
bro.
have people trying to tell me all the time, I got these, they're hitters and they're from my grandma and they've got a script and all this. I don't believe none of that stories,
Fuck
dude.
none of that
Yeah.
shit.
You know what I do? I go on Amazon and I get a fentanyl testing kit and I'll check my shit out first. Just crush one
No,
up,
that's smart as
Oh,
fuck.
test it, and then I'll have my answer. Because
Yeah.
everybody's lying, you know what I mean? Half the time.
Yeah,
They just want to get
I've
money.
seen a lot of young people like pass away just trying like a perk at one time, and then their parent like walking in finding them like all dead and shit.
Yeah, man.
No, that shit a lot of happens like out here like a lot.
Yeah. Just lucky some people are just lucky enough to, have that
Yeah.
Norcan standing by to shoot them up their nose and wake them up out of it. If not, it's like, R.I.P. to the homie, type of thing.
Yeah, just stick
Yeah.
with weed, kids.
For real.
Exactly.
Because pills
For
do
sure.
not do pills for real. They're
Yeah.
highly. You can be really highly addicted to it. It can fuck up your life. You know what I mean?
Bet.
But I think that's gonna be it for the
No
Players
doubt.
Podcast. It's your boy Keno Dabino.
It's Chris right here.
It's your boy Kel.
Davey the Plug. Check us out, man.
And it's the West Coast Podcast, baby. We out. Peace.